Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate that this legislation has been brought forward today. As we previously discussed at the legislative hearing, my bill will enable aging and disabled veterans to receive the support they need to live at home. It expands several existing VA programs that are evidence-based, cost-effective, and consistently in high demand among aging veterans. Research shows aging veterans' health outcomes are better when they have the choice to stay home and receive the care and support that they need to age with dignity. Expanding access to the programs in this legislation means we can delay, if not prevent, a veteran from needing institutional care. When we support veterans staying in their homes, it means families can stay together, caregivers have the support they need, and communities remain connected and intact. This bill will also serve as the long-term solution to much of the pain around the changes to the program of comprehensive assistance for family caregivers. Since last Congress, we have fought hard to get this bill across the finish line. That is why I was pleased to see CBO's revised and more accurate score of $176 million over a 10-year period. With a more accurate score in hand, I think we can agree it is a small price to pay for providing the highest quality care to veterans who wish to age in their home. I believe it critical that we advance this legislation quickly, as many veterans are in need now. For VA programs expanded under this bill, there is no service connection requirement, only medical need. Let me be clear, any veteran with a medical need for these services should be able to get them. My bill will ensure that. In addition to expanding existing home and community-based programs at VA, this legislation will raise the cap on how much VA can pay for the cost of home care. This small but highly impactful change will serve our most vulnerable veterans with ALS or serious spinal cord injuries. Additionally, this bill will create coordination between VA home care programs, the VA caregiver program, and Medicare's PACE program. Review service gaps in VA's geriatric and extended care. Provide respite care to caregivers in VA home care programs, and create a one-stop shop on VA's website where veterans can easily navigate the home and community-based resources available to them. My amendment, in the nature of a substitute, makes minor technical changes to the language and includes a provision to pay for the mandatory portion of the cost. Broadly, the reforms in this bill have garnered the support of many VSOs and advocacy groups representing aging and disabled people, in part because this legislation is no half measure. If enacted, this bill will make systemic improvements to how we care for aging and disabled veterans in this country. Our veterans deserve no less. Finally, developing this bill was a bipartisan team effort, and I thank and grateful for General Bergman's leadership on this bill as well. Advocates from groups with decades of expertise, like the Paralyzed Veterans of America, Disabled American Veterans, and the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, worked with us to refine and perfect this piece of legislation. Specifically, I'd also like to extend my sincerest thanks to Senator Elizabeth Dole. Her tireless efforts on behalf of veterans and their family caregivers continue to be an inspiration to me. Last but not least, I really want to thank the committee staff, Elizabeth McKenzie, Sarah Dean, and Alexis McDonald. The staff has worked so very hard on this bill, and I'm not sure that there's many staff that can claim in this building that they challenged CBO and won. So these staff did exactly that. It was an amazing feat, and I am very, very grateful to them. So, Mr. Chairman, my last word on this bill is it will provide better health care at a lower cost, and our veterans will overwhelmingly want this bill. And with that, I urge my colleagues to vote yes on this bill, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
The gentlewoman yields back, and I want to thank Ms. Brownley for her dedication to those veterans who only want to retain the dignity and remaining in their home with their families when they face their either service injury or even the end of life. You know, I also want to thank